And this is the lab Linux servers. Objectives in this lab you will use the Linux command line to identify servers running on a given computer. Part 1 servers, Part 2 using Telnet to test TCP service. Recommended equipment security workstation virtual machine. Okay. Instructions Part 1 servers. Servers are essentially programs written to provide specific information upon request. Clients, which are also programs, reach out to the server, place the request, and wait for the server response. Many different client-server communication technologies can be used, with the most common being IP networks. This lab focuses on the IP network-based servers and clients. Step 1. Access the command line. Log on the ServerOps Workstation VM as the analyst using the password ServerOps. The account analyst is used as the example user account throughout this lab. Okay, to access the command line, click the terminal icon located in the dock. At the bottom of the VM screen, the terminal emulator opens. Okay, this is the terminal. Step 2. Display the service currently running. Many different programs can be running on a given computer, especially a computer running a Linux operating system. Many programs run in the background so users might not immediately detect what programs are running on a given computer. In Linux, running programs are also called processes. Note: the output of your PC command will differ because it will be based on the state of your CyberOps workstation VM. Use the ps command to display all the programs running in the background. Okay, with the command sudo ps uh, do it's okay. So fs uid pid ppid pri na address. Okay. Some output emitter. Why was it necessary to run ps as root? Prefacing the command with sudo. Okay. Some processes do not belong to the analyst user and may not be displayed if ps was executed as analyst, which is a regular user account. Okay. I need be a user root. So in Linux programs can also call it older programs. The ps command can also be used to display such process hierarchy. Use AGH option to display the currently running process tree after starting the Nginx web server with Elevate privilege. Note the process information for the Nginx services highlighted. Your PID values will be different. Okay. So, so user sudo ps AH. Okay. Process ID, time, TMD. Okay. Linux programs can also call it other programs. The ps command can also be used to display such process hierarchy. Use AGH option to display the current running process tree after starting the engine's web server with elevate privilege. Now the process information for the engine server is highlighted. Your PID process ID value will be different. Okay. How is the process hierarchy represented by PS? And throwing detection. Okay. As mentioned before, servers are essentially programs, often started by the system itself at boot time. Boot time. The task performed by a server is called a service. In such fashion, a web service provides web service. The netstat command is a great tool to help identify the network servers running on a computer. The power of netstat lies on its ability to display network connection. Note your output may be different depending on the number of open network connections on your virtual machine. In the terminal window, type netstat. Okay. I have proto, flags, type, state, node, and path. Okay. Active Unix domain sockets WRO servers. As seen above, netstat returns lots of information when used without options. Many options can be used to filter and format the output of netstat, making it more useful. Okay. Okay. And this bar. Okay. Choose netstat with the tune-up option to adjust the output of netstat. Notice that netstat allows multiple options to be grouped together under the same thing. The information for the engine server is highlighted. Okay, so netstat tune-up. Okay. Active internet connection servers and established. Proton send local address, foreign address. Okay. Process ID, program states. So okay. What is the meaning of the T, U, N, A, and P option in netstat? Use test and answer. Netstat. What is the meaning of T? So where is T? U, N, I, and P. Okay, program. Show the process ID and name of the program to which each socket belongs. Okay, show the process ID and name of the program to which each socket belong. Okay, this is for the pin. And what is the show both listening and non-listening sockets with the interface option show interfaces that are not up. And okay, okay. Private files. So address familiar. Okay. TUN. Show answer show both listen and non-listen sockets and use numerical outputs, no DNS service port or username resolutions. With the P shows the PID of the connection owner process. T shows TCP connection and U shows UDP connections. Okay, is the order of the options important to NetStat? I don't know. No, the option order is irrelevant. Okay, and clients will connect to a port and using the correct protocol request information from a server. The NetStat output above displays a number of servers that are currently listening on the specific ports. Interesting columns are the first column shows the layer 4 protocol in use, UDP or TCP in this case. Okay, Git and protocol TCP, soft TCP, USB, TCP, okay, UDP. The first column shows the layer 4 protocol in use. The third column uses the format to display okay. The three. Okay, the third column uses the format to display the local IP address and port on which a specific server is reachable. Okay, address and port. In this case is port 53. Okay. And the IP address signifies that the server is currently listening on all IP addresses configured in the computer. Okay, this is in listening. And the fourth column uses the same socket format to display the address and port of the device on the remote end of the connection. Means that the non-remote device is currently utilizing the connections. Okay, this column. And the fifth column displays the state of the connection. Listening, okay. And the sixth column displays the process ID of the process responsible for the connections. It also displays a short name associated to the process. Okay, show the sixth column displays the process ID of the process responsible for the connection. Process ID, program, name, system resolve, BSFTPD, and user. Okay. Based on the NetStat output showing the itemd, what is the layer 4 protocol connection status and process ID of the process running on a port 80. Okay, based on the NetStat output showing the item ID in itemd, what is the layer 4 protocol connection status and process ID of the process running on a port 80. In the is TCP and NGIX. is only in the port 80. Is TCP, sorry, TCP, and Nginx. And that's all. And therefore, protocol connection status is listed. Status listed and process ID. Process ID is, I don't know what is the process ID. TCP listing at 395. Where is okay? And while port numbers are used, convention can you guess what kind of service is running on a port? HTTP. This is probably a web server. Okay. And sometimes it is useful to cross information provided by Netstat with PS. Based on the output of itemd, it is known that the process with PID 395 is bound to TCP port 80. Port 395 is used in this example. Use PS and grep to list all lines of the PS outputs that contain process ID 395. Replace 395 with the process ID number for your particular running instance of Nginx. Okay, so sorry. Okay, here sudo ps f I don't know, and copy this part. Grep. Okay. Repeat this. Sometimes it is useful to cross the information provided by Netstat with PS. Based on the output of itemd, it is known that a process with process ID is bound to TCP port 80. Port 395 is used in this example. Use PS and grep to list all lines of the PS outputs that contain process ID 395. Replace 395 with the process ID number for your particular running instance of Nginx. Okay, so F4 root. Okay. Process worker. Okay. In the output above, the PS command is piped. So 1 moment. So the grep command to filter for only the lines containing the number 395. The result is 3 lines with the text wrapping. Okay. The first line shows a process owned by the root user. Third column started by another process with process ID 1. Fifth column at 12th column. Okay. Process ID. Fifth column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the second line shows a process with process ID 396. owned by the HTTP user, started by process. The dir line shows a process owned by the analyst user with process ID K3789 started by a process with process ID 1080 no 872 as the grip 395 comma. The process ID 395 is engines. How could that be concluded from the output above? Based on the last column of line 1, the output show engines command line. What is engines? What did this function? Use Google to learn about engines. Okay, minimize this window and open a new window of Firefox. Sorry, what is engines? Okay, so engines is a server web proxy, high performance and proxy for protocols of email is software free and free source. Okay. Engines. Okay. Nginx is a lightweight web server. A quick Google search is extremely helpful on finding information about identified process. Okay, and next question. The second line shows that process 396 is owned by a user named HTTP and has process number 395 as its parent process. What does that mean? Is the common behavior? Is this common behavior? What does that mean? Okay, I don't know. It's mean the engine started process 396 under the HTTP username. This is normal as Nginx run itself for every client that connects to port 80 TCP. Okay, and what is the last line showing grip 395? Because the grip 395 was used to filter the PS output. When the output was compiled, grip 395 was still running and 34. Sorry, okay, it appeared in the list. And part 2 using the Telnet to test TCP service. Telnet is a simple remote shell application. Telnet is considered insecure because it does not provide encryptions. Administrators who choose to use Telnet to remotely manage network devices and servers will expose login credentials to that server. As Telnet will transmit session data in clear text. Okay. Sorry. Okay, repeat. Telnet is a simple remote shell application. Telnet is considered insecure because it does not provide encryption. Administrators who choose to use Telnet to remotely manage network devices and servers will expose login credentials to that server. As Telnet will transmit sessions data in clear text. While Telnet is not recommended as a remote shell application, it can be very useful for quickly testing or gathering information about TCP service. The Telnet protocol operates on a port 23 using TCP by default. The Telnet client, however, allows for a different port to be specified by changing the port and connecting to a server. The Telnet client allows for a network analyst to quickly assess the nature of a specific server by communicating directly to it. Now, it is strongly recommended that SSH be used as a remote shell application instead of Telnet. In part 1, Nginx was found to be running and assigned to a port 80 TCP. Although a quick internet research revealed that Nginx is a lightweight server, how will an analyst be sure of that? What if an attacker changes the name of a malware program to Nginx just to make it look like the popular web server? Use Telnet to connect to the local host on port 80 TCP. Okay, Telnet. Okay, with this command, we are connected with our AP and the port 80 with Telnet. Okay, trying AP connected to IP, escape character is okay. Press a few later on the keyboard. Any key will work. After a few keys are pressed, presented below is the full output, including the Telnet connection establishment and the random case pressed. LD subdat this case. Okay, HTTP 1.1 400 byte request. Server Nginx and day 2. Okay, Tuesday 28 April 2020. Content type text HTML content length. Connection close HTML. Okay, this is a body of HTML document or file. Connection closed by foreign host. Thanks to the Telnet protocol, a clear text TCP connection was established by the Telnet client directly to the Nginx server, listed on an IP port 80 TCP. This connection allows us to send data directly to the server. Because Nginx is a web server, it does not understand the sequence of random letters sent to it and returns an error in the format of a web page. Why was the error sent as a web page? Why was the error sent as a web page? Nginx is a web server and as such only speaks the HTTP protocol. Okay. While the server reported an error and terminated the connection, we were able to learn a lot. We learned that the Nginx with process ID 395 is in fact a web server. Okay, the version of Nginx is okay. The network stack of our CyberOps workstation VM is fully functional at the way to layer 7. Not all services are equal. Some services are designed to accept unformatted data and will not terminate if garbage is read via cable. Below is an example of such a service. Looking at the netstat output presented earlier, it is possible to see a process attached to port 22 is Telnet to connect to it. Port 22 TCP is a segment to the SSH service Security Shell. Security Shell allows an administrator to connect to a remote computer securely. Below is the output: Telnet, address IP, and port. Trying, okay, connected, escape character, security shell, open security shell, okay, this is the credentials, I don't know. Press a full letter on the keyboard. Any key will work. After a few keys are pressed, press enter. Below is the full output including the Telnet connection, establishment and the random keys present. Okay, now notice okay. So use Telnet to connect it to port 68. What's happened? Explain. Unable to connect because the connection is refused. Refused.
Refused.
Refused. Telnet is a TCP based protocol and will not be able to connect it to UDP ports. Okay. And reflection questions. What are the advantages of using Netstat? So Netstat is a tool for knows port opens in the host PC host. Netstat allow for an analyst to display all the connections currently present on a computer. Okay. Source and destination address, ports, and process IDs can also be displayed, providing a quickly overview of a connection present on a computer. Okay. And to what are the advantages of using Telnet? It is safe? No, not is safe. No, it is safe. But is utility for admin web no. Okay, and yes, as long it is not used as a remote shell. Yes, it is perfectly too safe to quickly test or gather information about a given network service. Okay, this is the Lab Linux server. See you later.